Welcome back, everyone. You're here for episode 2 of the Portage Puddles Podcast.
Titanic PP.
Let that sink in. Guys, punch that fucking like button. Punch it. Yes. Yes. Punch it. Slap it. Whisper sweet nothings to that fucking like button. Shout out to everyone that watched the first installment of the podcast. 100 views. You know,
Little
little
song.
achievement, little achievement.
Past 10
And also,
subscribers.
we passed
What?
10 subscribers, also an achievement. One of them may be myself, but counts. Also, shout out to the one comment we got from Jeffrey Smith, explaining that Abe Lincoln cannot shoot. I mean, he didn't really have a chance to shoot. He got like Call of Duty like executed from behind.
But he's got to be ready. He wasn't
Always
ready.
got to be ready. Always got to be
He
ready.
just wasn't ready.
Just in case, some man with 3 first names. No, not 3 first, just 3 names in general. From behind you and just says, "Obrach."
Oh, man. Alright, so what do we talk about today?
Well, I figure we would talk about something that our friends have sent us and have asked a question to us.
Really? Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. So, there's ESPN sent out this top 10 players list of all time. And let's just say there's been some debate going on. And we
Okay,
decided to make our own top 10 and just talk about it.
let me say mine's not going to be too different because I for the most part agree. For the most part, about who's in the top 10. The order, I would switch it up a little bit.
I maneuvered some stuff around. Maneuvered some stuff.
Yeah, so
We're gonna go
Sophia,
from.
start with your
Yeah,
number
we
10.
gotta go number 10. This is gonna be. So this is a new guy that wasn't on. So actually, let's just say the list that ESPN put out. So 1 through 10: Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Bill Russell, Magic, Wilt, Larry Bird, Timmy D, Kobe, and Shaq. Those are the 10 on the list. That's the order from 1 to 10. And at my number 10, I got Hakeem. I put him in the
I
list.
I would definitely put him in the list. Mm, actually, he was great. I just don't think he's top 10. Because I mean, there are 4 centers right there on that list that I think are better
Huh?
than him. Like
And
mine.
here's the thing: I have those other centers on the list still. I just took someone else. Should I say who I took out, or should we just wait?
No, no, no.
All right.
Like for me, I say number 10 is Timmy D.
Okay.
Like, yes, I think he's the best power forward of all time, but they're also, he's the only power forward on the list.
So he doesn't have much. Well,
He doesn't
he has
it doesn't
competition. Not
he has some
elite.
competition, but just no one else in the top 10.
Not okay. So I'm guessing you have the other centers above him.
Yeah.
All right. All right. That's fine. Next number. So I put Wilt here. I've dropped him down a little bit, probably just
Uh,
because of some bias on my end because I never watched him. I was never able to see
he's
him.
a tough one because there's not too much video about him.
Like there's a
Man,
lot of
man,
stories and shit, but like
a lot of story, but like you gotta figure like it's not his fault he played at that time when there was like no video, no scorekeepers,
yeah.
and home
And
dog averaged 50 points a game.
and the main argument that usually people go with is that he played against scrubs or he played against little white boys. Um, I feel
So
like
did
that's
half
just
of the people on this list.
and here's and look, here's the thing. he had that opportunity, but so did everyone else at that time. Yet him and Bill Russell were the only, you know, big names that
I feel
truly
like Bill
dominate that
Russell's high
era.
on this list just because he won like 11 championships.
Well, yeah, but for me, I'll talk about Bill Russell when I get to him. But I got Wilt at number 9 just because of his shit. He's
Uh,
just a freak. And I have
number nine, I got Shaq. Like,
Shaq at 9. Okay,
dude was dominant, but he wasn't dominant for long. Like,
okay.
you give me like if we say like best prime season or best like 3 season span, 4 season span, Shaq's like number one, number two of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like, but like just throughout his career, I don't think he was that good. Like he was all star, superstar, Hall of Famer, but like not top 10.
Especially
Like
not
especially
once
after
he
he
left the
left,
Heat.
once he left the Heat, it was like the longevity just kind of steep decline.
Yeah, that's understandable. So that was number 9. Number 8 for me. I felt the need to put Bill Russell and Wilt together just because shit, they're the only ones on this list that played in the same time frame. So I put him in number 8. Those 11 rings are nice, but shit, how many? I should have looked that up. How
I
many
think there was
teams were
only
there?
8 teams.
Yeah,
I
there were
think there was
only
only
8
eight.
teams. So yeah, he was dominant, but shit, imagine 8 teams today. Just have LeBron. LeBron's getting to the finals almost every year with 30
Yeah, there
teams.
was 8 teams.
18. Like I respect the fact that he won those rings. He was able to beat Wilt. That's one hell of an accomplishment. But I just don't value those championships as much as I would value
Oh no,
more
no.
modern things.
But it's like me. Like we're talking top players of all time. Like yeah, he beat Wilt, but Wilt's got the stats to just blow him out of the water almost
Yeah,
career
but
wise.
I
So
feel like just because
that's why I got Bill Russell at number 8
okay,
and then Wilt at number 7.
because
Just because
you're thinking individually.
we're talking
That's why.
players. Bill
Okay,
Russell was on a really good team and he was really good, so he won championships. But you also got to figure Wilt may not have won as many championships, but we're talking top players.
that
I
makes
mean, like
sense.
you can't take his 50 points, his like what was it like 10 to 15 assists per game he had,
Yeah,
almost like
he was.
20 I mean, he had
It's like he was
didn't he
playing
have
against
like a
high schoolers.
50 rebound game?
Yeah, he was
Was it
acting
like
like he was playing against high schoolers. He had 50 boards in a game,
like
100
I
points,
put
of
up those
course.
stats when I play my cousin in my backyard. Like I
Yeah,
feel like Will Chamberlain back there.
as a player, yeah, I can understand that. So he had Will at number 7.
Yeah,
I
so
put
who'd you
Timmy
have?
D. I put Timmy D ahead of Will and Russ because of the longevity. I think that's what really.
Yeah, he was very consistent throughout his entire career.
Yeah,
Even in his
he
last
was a 20 and 10 guy, and even in the like early 2010s when they were still being competitive, like Kawhi Leonard was up and coming, but he wasn't the Kawhi Leonard we know now.
he was,
But he was still
rookie
that guy.
contract Kawhi.
Yeah, he's still averaging 18 and 10, 16 and 10 in
I
his
mean,
late
even in his last
30s.
season, wasn't he averaging like 15 and 10 still?
His last 14 and 9. So he's still productive.
Like that's still like production. Like you can't like Paul Pierce Paul Pierce in his last game didn't even
Yeah,
play.
yeah. He was riding the bench most of the time.
So it's like Tim Duncan played 20 years and was easily could have been a starter on any team still.
Never missed the playoffs.
Amen to that one. So you said you had Timmy D at number 7. So number 6, I got
No, Timmy D was
it's
my 6th.
Timmy D was your 6.
No, that was my 7. My bad.
Okay,
My bad.
so my 6, tough to pick, but I got to put Larry Bird at number 6. just because like it was either him or Magic, and it's just I feel like Larry Bird just kind of he didn't change the game like Magic did, you know. Like
Yeah.
Magic was kind of like that start of just like tall point guards, like big
Prime
guys that
time.
can pass, prime time, be flashy. Like yeah, Allen Iverson brought the be flashy off the court. Magic Johnson brought the flashy on the court.
Hold on, I said prime time. I meant showtime.
Oh
My
shit.
bad.
Regardless, like dude brought the flashiness onto the court.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I gotta put Larry at 6. So yeah,
No, here's I left Larry off my list.
really.
Yeah, I
So you think Hakeem is better than Larry?
I put Hakeem over Larry just because Hakeem did it on offense. He carried that team to 2 championships, and he greatest defensive center in NBA history. So if you're talking about great defense and still putting up high 20s,
Yeah,
leading
but
to two
Larry
championships,
Bird was that like he on a team full of all stars and Hall of Famers, he still carried and like he
he
was
still got
still
the 3 rings. He was able to be Magic. I respect that, but also the fact that hold up,
like I can see the argument, but just like
it's just later in his career when he just when his back problem started hitting. I think that's what really did it for me. Just him not being able to. If he stayed around the league and won, he could have won. If those back problems didn't hit, he could have won another ring or two.
I guess. So who do you have at number 6 then?
Number 6, I got Shaq.
Shaq. Okay.
Shaq the Eagle. And when I was in his, because you said that his like his prime wasn't that long. That was your argument for
Yeah,
having him lower
it was like 4 or 5 years. Yeah,
when he was on the Lakers.
when he was on the
When he was
Lakers, the
when he
Heat,
was
and
on
probably the year
Orlando,
before the Lakers.
no, like his rookie year, he dropped 23 and 14, and he was averaging 30 points his second year. I feel like shouldn't that be considered his prime? Can we consider
See,
that his prime?
I mean, you can't really consider it as prime, but you could definitely put it in like a reason why he's higher.
Because when like statistically, those years in Orlando were better than the one in the Lakers, arguably.
But those years in Orlando, he was also, like, oh, what's it called? Like, he wasn't as dominant. Like, people could stop him. It was just who's going to outscore him.
Yeah.
Like, he was still skinny. He could sprint up and down the court. He had, what's it? Penny Hardaway throwing the ball to him,
Penny was a dog.
who was a pass first point guard, but
Mm-hmm.
could also get buckets. So left Shaq, because they had to respect Penny Hardaway on the pick and roll. So Shaq had a one-on-one almost every time off that pick. It's
So I
like
guess the fact that he wasn't the like, because
like
he
he was
was
the main
like
he was the
for
main
sure
guy, but it was just like
he wasn't like the like straight up number one guy. Because the reason why they split up is because they couldn't decide who's the number one guy.
exactly.
So I feel like
So
okay,
I
I
feel
can
like if you're
understand that.
not the number one
And
guy
when he
on your
went to
team,
Lakers,
you
being that number one guy
yeah, if you're not the number one
and
guy on
having
your team,
everyone,
how do you expect to be number one in the league? You
yeah,
know what I
because
mean?
then he was getting thrown double teams. Teams are
Exactly.
playing making defense. Okay, makes sense. Who you got at 6?
All right, but at six I had Larry Bird. So for
Okay,
five I actually got Kobe.
Kobe. Okay.
Like just because like it's not even so much just like what he did. Like his play was amazing. It was the fact that like what he did off the court, he was a mentor. Like literally, like all the young guys now are just like he was like the teacher on and off the court. He would teach people while he's literally playing against them, and it's just like he is the definition of a player that made people better.
Yeah.
Like even his opponents just like teaching them and helping them. Because
You
you know
could tell that this
he wanted
generation,
the
bro.
league to succeed. It's like it's not so much like yes, he was an amazing player, you know, like I'll always remember my what was it, like 15th birthday when I come home and watch his final game and him drop 60 points. But it's like that longevity. If he didn't have injuries, he's doing that almost every night still.
I feel like this generation, like, it's between LeBron and Kobe, but I think Kobe just has that.
Kobe has just the legacy, the
He
kind of,
has
you know,
it.
like
I don't know
he's
what
got
it is,
that
but he has it.
he's got that grind, the grit, you know, just the fact that like I don't care what you're doing, I'm going to beat you.
Mama mentality.
And it's just like it's just the legacy behind the name. People that
Because you
don't even
can,
know basketball know who Kobe is
because you can transition that mama mentality into anything you do in life.
easily. So it's like you gotta just respect just the legacy behind the name.
Okay.
So that's why I got him at number 5 because I mean there were players better than him, but it's just the legacy he brought to all the new guys can't almost can't be beat. That's Michael Jordan esque of the legacy he brought.
Number five, I put Magic.
Okay, so you
So I
kept it
put
the
him.
same.
Yeah, I put him, but I put Magic. I put Kobe ahead of Magic. Excuse me. Um, Magic, best point guard of all time, of course. But again, in his career, when shit happened, he had to take a break. Couldn't he never returned to his old self,
No, no.
and just shit. I mean, I can make an argument like why he's up here, because I think statistically he's not like the greatest point guard of all time. Like he's not, you know,
Like
first
he's
in
not in the
assists.
record books or
No,
anything. Like
but like he's not unanimously, but like generally when you ask like who's best point guard of all time, you're not thinking John Stockton. You're not talking Steve Magic.
because like statistically, John Stockton's honestly the best point guard, but
No,
no
no
one
one's.
will
I
ever
don't think
say
anyone's
his
gonna
name.
catch up to him. I don't think anyone's gonna catch up to him in stats.
I read something. It was like you literally have to play like I think it was like 75 games a year and average at least 11 assists per game for like at least 15 years
Yeah,
just to
what
catch
he
up to
did
him.
is ridiculous.
I
But
mean, he perfected the pick and roll.
just could never beat Jordan.
But like
I feel like it.
I can see why you got Magic at 5, you know.
Wait,
Well, you
if
said 4, right?
Five, if
5, okay.
Stockton had like two or three rings, would he be up there with Magic? Do you think like
I
it'd
think
be
it wouldn't
easier
be
to give
I
him?
think it wouldn't be as generally accepted.
Because I feel like you,
I think you could actually like have a better argument, but it's just
especially if he beats Jordan.
especially if he beats Jordan one of those years, you know, like
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
and I mean just like the fact that like how one season can change an entire narrative. John
Dirk,
Stockton wins just one championship that year. He's
Dirk
boom,
never
he's up
wins a
there.
ring. He doesn't have this. He doesn't have the same legacy he holds
Exactly.
now.
Dirk doesn't have that ring. He doesn't have the legacy of, you know, beating the big 3 in Miami basically by himself
Mm.
with a bunch of like yeah, Tyson Chandler was defensive player of the year like what was it like a year or two before that. And then you got like Hall of
Old kid,
Famers, but
old
just
carry.
like they're old.
Yeah, I feel. Ooh,
It's like
wow.
how just one championship series can change an entire narrative of someone's career.
Because he's top five in power forwards. Generally,
I think he's number 2 in power forwards.
I think if
Right
Stockton
behind
wins that ring, he's like why he's number two, like no
well,
question, and
number 2
arguably
and can
number one.
have an argument for number 1.
Yeah, because right now there's already you could put Steve Nash there, or Jason Kidd, and people will flip flop back and forth.
But
That's interesting. All right, number four.
but
Number four.
number
What you got?
4 I've got Number four, I've got Magic. Same reason
Okay,
as
so we
you. It's
flip
just
flop 4 and 5.
yeah, it's just
Okay.
I think Magic just was better than Kobe just because I don't know. It was just watching the highlights. You just I
Do you
couldn't.
think like he was more
I just think
influential
Magic
in how the
is
game was
just
played?
better. I
Just
just
better.
like just personally, I just thought Magic was better,
Okay.
especially like playing the point guard position. He was that old school point guard. I don't need to score. Take the ball, go get you some points like
Uh-huh.
that. Like just being the floor general. Like I feel like Magic was that, and just I think he was the best point guard and best like floor general ever, and it's just that's the only reason why I think he's better than Kobe.
Okay. So our top threes. I feel like we have the same.
I feel like we've got the same like number three, so I feel like we could just
Kareem.
skip the number three, yeah,
Yeah.
because Kareem's number three, number one all time in scoring. I mean, his
Well, the
rookie year,
longevity.
his rookie year, just went toe to toe with Wilt Chamberlain. Like longevity, he was able to do it throughout his almost entire career.
Yeah. He was the number two with Magic. Being a
Exactly.
number two on that team with James Worthy and those guys at that age, that's impressive.
Now, no, don't rip me for this one. Number two, I have this is gonna be like this is gonna be an argument for centuries to come.
What is it gonna be?
But honestly, I got LeBron number one, Jordan number two. But hear me out. Hear me
Ooh,
out.
let's
Hear me
go.
out. Hear me out. I feel like Jordan has the best legacy of all time. Just
Mm-hmm.
the overcome adversity from the Pistons, win three championships, take a year and a half off, come back and win three more, and then retire again for like his own personal reasons.
Yeah,
It's just like I
we're
feel
gonna
like
get into that. I
I
want
feel
to talk
like
about
that's
that.
just I feel like that's just the
Definitely.
greatest legacy you could have. But it's like when it comes to players, I feel like LeBron's the best just because he could do it all. He's the only player that's top five in scoring and top 10 in assists. I mean, he's top five in scoring as a pass first player.
Okay.
Dude averages like 9 assists throughout his whole career almost. As a like he he's Pippen but better.
But with just score a
Just
scoring
like
mentality. Not always a scoring mentality, but he has the ability to when he wants to,
he has the
he will
ability to just like we're
destroy
losing
you.
by 10. I've got a mismatch on me. Give me the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll do what he's got to do. That's why I've got him as LeBron's the best player because you just go through longevity. 15, 16 years of just absolute dominance throughout the league. And then like yeah, you can bring rings into it, but just like spent you got to figure. He went to the finals 8 times in a row.
Yeah, he has to, getting to the finals means something. I don't know why, but just I can't do it yet. I can't put LeBron ahead of the because I can see that LeBron is the better player skill wise, like as in like versatility and shit. But he's just so Jordan's just so iconic. Like the shit he did for the game. Like I know LeBron does a lot of stuff outside the game for the community and shit, but just the way Jordan was able to just spread the NBA across the world,
Oh,
everyone just
like he made basketball popular. The
and
most what was it? Like the biggest celebrity on earth.
as an
Everybody knew.
athlete,
Like you know how I said about, like everybody nowadays, like people who don't even know basketball know who Kobe is. My
that
mom
was
didn't even
Jordan.
watch basketball, but she watched those 90s Bulls.
Yeah, that's exactly what my mom was talking about when we were watching the documentary. She said she had no idea what the hell was going on. She just saw Jordan That's it.
She saw Jordan going up for a nice little dunk and went, "Go team."
Actually, my mom's birthday. On my mom's birthday, they were watching the NBA Finals. I think it. She said against the Supersonics when he won.
Oh, the Father's Day one.
Yeah, cause her.
Like like
Yeah, she
like I
remembered because
said,
her
like
birthday
just
was on Father's Day.
yeah, like I said, like that. Just the legend of Michael Jordan, I think, is greatest of all time.
I think at the end of
You
his
can't
career,
beat that
though,
legacy.
LeBron. I think LeBron might surpass that,
That's
especially
what
if
I'm
he
saying.
continues what he's doing.
But that's what I'm saying. Like right now, the legacy Jordan had is surpassed him. But when it comes to just best players, LeBron surpasses as a best player.
I think I just personally value that iconic just
Not, I feel
idea.
like you got to take legacy into account, but it's just like
I can see
when
where
I
you're
think
coming from
best
though with the
player, when I think best
player.
player, I think someone that can do it all. I think someone that I can pass it to, and he's not gonna just chuck up a shot because he's clutch. He's gonna look for the best shot.
Do you
Like
think
people say, like, "Oh, he passes up the shot." It's like, no, he passed it to the
he makes the
open
right
guy
play?
for the shot. You know what I
Makes
mean?
the right play.
And like Jordan did that, but it's just like I feel like LeBron, like he does it every time.
You had to have Phil Jackson literally tell him, "Hey, yo, is he open? Yeah, he's open." Then pass.
Yeah, he had to have someone tell him to pass the ball. LeBron's IQ, passing ability, and scoring ability, and just his physicality over the span of 15 years.
Yeah, being able to stay at that. He's been at a pace that's just ridiculous, and he stayed at it.
I mean, he's probably the best playoffs player of all time
Yeah,
when it comes to just stats.
yeah.
Like you don't even have to watch him; you just look at the stats, and he's up there in everything.
But then there's a debate about his. I mean, you mentioned his clutch factor. Like you said, he makes the right play. But Jordan, it's just Jordan's moments. The
Oh, Jordan's
buzzer,
moments
not
are iconic. They're iconic. But you also got to figure LeBron's moments are going to be iconic in a couple years too.
the block.
Like the
I think
block, like
if he didn't have that finals, I don't think this would be a discussion. I think
oh,
that one finals.
if they didn't come back 3-1, I LeBron would be number 2. That's what I'm saying. One series can change an entire narrative of someone's career. Scotty's Bulls when he was second in MVP voting, if they win the championship without Michael Jordan, Jordan's not the best to ever play because the team just did it without him.
Yeah, actually pause on that because I was looking at Scott. I was interested to see because he was in second MVP. I want to see what was the difference between like his stats before when Jordan was there and after, and they're pretty much identical.
That's
So
what
I
I'm saying.
so
Like
is it just that
you take Jordan out of the equation, all the role players step up, especially in those 2 years. All the role players stepped up,
oh
and
coach
you've got and plus the probably the greatest coach of all time
Phil Jackson because they were
in
able
Phil
to run that
Jackson
triangle offense.
to perfection. And just let's say they win that championship, they don't get screwed in that Knicks series. They
Yo, I
I think
never
there's
knew
not
that
I
Scotty's
think
dunk came in that series. The one where he
yeah.
just nuts in fucking Ewing's face. I never. That makes
That's
that dunk
but that's
so much greater.
Oh yeah, because Jordan wasn't even on there. He's the number one option.
Jordan wasn't there. There was beef going on, and
And you just
jeez,
absolutely fucking make the center deep throat you.
it's
Like
like Jose
that's
Bautista's
rape.
homer when he where he bat flips.
Oh
Like the
yeah.
moment's good, but what led up to it,
Oh
oh, it
yeah.
made it
Like
feel so much better.
but it's just like you got to think of it that way. Just Scotty's Bulls were able to make it almost what was it like 1 or 2 games away from the finals, and if they make that finals,
They
they're
lost
winning
four
it.
two. They lost 4-2 against the
Yes, they're
Knicks.
2 games away from the finals, and if they make that finals, they're winning it.
Yeah, more than likely. I mean, I don't know. He would have went up against Hakeem. Who's gonna guard Hakeem?
Well, at that time they still had what's his name? The guy that went to the Magic after.
Oh, Horace Grant.
Like Horace Grant was still that physical beast that he was,
I don't think he could have matched up with Hakeem though.
but I
Honestly,
do think he could have slowed him down.
shit, Shaq couldn't.
Agreed. But it's just like I feel like he could have been like decent enough to,
It would have been a series. It
yeah, it
would
would
have
have
been
been
a
a good
series.
series and I feel like the Bulls could have won.
Wow, Bulls would have had
So
seven
just
rings.
you take that Pippin's Bull. Pippin's got 7 rings over Michael's 6. And I don't think if they win that championship, I don't think Jordan even comes back.
Honestly,
I think
especially the
Jordan
next.
stays gone,
No,
especially because
because
the Bulls were fine without him.
the reason, well, one of the reasons he came back is because the MLB lockout, the
But
strike or whatever.
but what I'm saying is the Bulls were fine without him.
But would
Why?
that make him want to come back even more? Like shit, they're even better now. Uh
But knowing
they talk
Michael,
about how he likes it. He needed a
he likes
challenge.
he likes a challenge. I say he goes to a different team and he doesn't have that narrative of
Oh
Bull for life type
shit!
thing. You know what I'm
Where does
saying?
he go?
Exactly.
Oh that would, yo,
That's what
Chicago.
I'm saying.
I think I would
That
hate
one
him like right
exactly.
now. Growing up in Chicago, we would have
Exactly.
hated him.
Growing up in Chicago, we would have hated Jordan and we would be idolizing Scotty. And LeBron would be the number one of all time because Jordan wouldn't have that legacy. That
Yo,
one series against the Knicks literally carries the entire conversation.
that's wild. Yo, imagine Patrick Ewing got a ring. Yo, honestly, I want to name some honorable mentions. Actually, now that we're talking
Oh,
about it,
easily Carmelo and John Stockton.
yeah, fuck,
You know,
fuck Carmelo.
you said Hakeem. I left Hakeem off my list, but you know, Hakeem's an honorable mention on my list.
We
Larry's
talked
an
about
honorable
Dirk,
mention on yours. Dirk, yeah.
KG, Kevin Garnett. He
I think he's top 20, but, you know, I don't think he's even close to top 10. I think he's
fair.
like, you know, like 18, 19, 20 type
What
thing.
about other modern players like
Not like
Curry or
this is what I
Harden?
was gonna ask you. Like, what are some players that you feel like would replace people on this list?
Like at the end of their
At the end
careers.
of their careers, I feel like just the legacy of Curry.
I
Like,
think
well,
Curry could
Curry has to
go
win a Finals
over.
MVP,
I don't even think so.
in my opinion.
Oh God, I don't even think so. I don't think
Like
he needs to win another one.
he's got what was it, 4 championships? Was it?
Three.
No, it's 3 championships, and he doesn't even have a Finals MVP. Like, how can you be
Uh,
top 10 with 3 championships and not even be like the best player on your team in that moment?
how can you, how can you be top 10 when you lose 3-1, coming back from a 3-1 in the finals? Eee.
I mean, they did come back 3-1. Like, you also take that series against the Thunder, too.
If they win that,
KD,
if
KD
they
never
win that year,
leaves. KD never leaves. But also, I feel like the Cavs would have never won that championship. I definitely think the Thunder would have won.
yeah, I could
Like, that
see
was
that. Just
so
because
it's
they had more, they were the better team. I feel like than the
they were
Warriors, because
just a
the
better team
Warriors
because
didn't
you
have
put
that. They had Andrew Bogut, but they didn't have a dominant big man presence
like
like
the Thunder
Steven
still had
Adams had on them.
what was it, Steven Adams and still Ennis Cantor too.
He still had a
So they
nice
still
Cantor,
had like
yeah.
they still had like, you know, better than role playing. They still had like starters
Mm.
as center.
Of course, you got Westbrook and Durant.
Like you put Katie and LeBron, I think that's a wash. You know,
Here's
at that
because
point.
remember, I think wasn't it Dellavedova, the Curry stopper?
Yeah.
What is he gonna do against Westbrook?
Oh,
He
nothing.
could chase around Curry or get around screens and shit. He's not gonna be able to get
Yeah, and
the
who are you
body
gonna put?
back to.
Kyrie on Westbrook?
Ooh, nah.
Westbrook don't need to shoot to go
I
off.
think Westbrook would take over that series.
Westbrook would easily take over, and then LeBron would, you know, come down to help. Katie's wide open for the three. That's what I'm saying. That one series, Thunder's 1 game away from probably winning the finals because they'd go against the Cavs, and I feel like they'd win against the Cavs. LeBron's legacy would go down.
A lot of shit would happen.
Kyrie probably would have never left
I
because
don't know.
he
I
wouldn't.
think he had that in his mind like the whole time.
Like
I
regardless,
think he always
that's not
wanted.
really like the hot point, but it's just
I get it though.
like think like KD would be in the top 10 in my opinion. If he if they do
Yeah,
that, he wins a championship for the Thunder, never leaves.
even if he just had that one ring,
Yeah.
he'd be going back to the conference finals.
Oh, easily.
He might make another NBA finals because he doesn't have to worry about himself on the Warriors beating him.
Exactly. And then Westbrook also wouldn't have his MVP either.
Do you think Curry, not Curry, well the Warriors in general, do you think they would have had a better like not fallout but like just
I think they would have
continuation?
fell out a lot faster. Because I don't think they're done still. They've still got a high
No,
draft pick with Curry and Clay coming back, and a solid three in Andrew Wiggins, which probably trade bait.
I'm honestly thinking I think he's gonna be the Harrison Barnes of that 2015.
But the thing about Harrison Barnes was still getting buckets.
He played his role well. I don't think
Exactly.
Andrew Wiggins will know how to play because shit.
Well, you also got to give him a full off season.
Give him an offseason
Like
with the two greatest shooters of all time.
Barnes was raised in that role.
Mm-hmm.
He was drafted into it. Andrew Wiggins goes from being the number two to being, like, hey, we just need you to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's what he needs.
Less pressure on because when he was supposed to be the next LeBron. He was supposed to be on some GOAT shit.
I mean, he was supposed to be,
That's
what was
got to
it,
be a
like the
lot of
Maple
pressure.
Mamba or something like that before RJ Barrett was a thing?
Oh yeah, yeah, coming out of Canada, Maple Mamba. I don't care if he didn't live up to it. That's a fucking fire name.
Bro, like just the fact that everyone names something the blank Mamba, just I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, it can get overplayed, but it's just like the White Mamba with Brian
White
Scalabrine.
Mamba.
You've got like those kids in like high school where they'll call him like the Ginger Mamba, the Yellow Mamba.
That, that that's the Mamba. That Mamba.
Fuck.
Oh, and you were asking about
It'd be my
other current
dream.
players.
It would be my dream to be called the blank Mamba. Like hell,
The fuck
I could
would
be,
you be?
call me the damn fucking water Mamba.
Oh, a water
Because my
Mamba?
water pouring skills are out of this world.
Shut up. You're okay.
What would you be, Tim Duncan wannabe?
Sh- Shut up, man. It's hurt.
The
No.
fundamental Mamba.
The fun that there it is. There
Yeah,
fucking
there it is.
is.
Yeah, there it is. The master at the George Mikan drill.
Yo, don't you can't touch me. Well, maybe you can now.
I can now because I played an extra 2 years of basketball.
Yeah, fucking try hard.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Speaking of dreams, like I don't remember my dream, but like a couple of nights ago, like I was really like upset before I went to sleep. Like I was just chilling there,
Okay.
and I knocked out. It was probably the best sleep of my life. But I fell off my bed. Right,
Mm-hmm.
I'm using my fan as my pillow at the point because I
What?
didn't even wake up. I didn't even wake up. I was sleeping on the floor using my fan as my pillow. I woke up like halfway through the night and I was just like I didn't even realize. I was just like, yeah, this is normal, and then fell right back asleep.
What the
I
hell?
woke up on the floor. Like I don't know what my dream was, but god damn, it had to have been good. Like like you know how like you like take that nap in like class and you wake up with like those lines on your face.
Yeah.
Dude, I woke up with the fan print on my cheek. Like I had
Oh.
like I had the air the air fan like sign that's on my fan, I had that imprinted on my
How
cheek.
long did you sleep?
Bro, like last night I slept like 9 hours. That night I slept like, whew, like 12 hours. I slept from like 12 to 12.
Jeez. Thick boy sleep.
Whew.
What else we got? Is there anything that ooh, I want to talk about this. Jordan doc. Um they covered the whole theory of Jordan being suspended. David Stern, R.I.P. He said it never happened. Are we
I
buying
don't
it?
think it happened. I don't think it happened. I
Okay.
think it was just the fact that like his dad died. His dad always wanted him to play baseball. It's just kind of like
And he pretty much accomplished what he
he
set
accomplished
himself
what
out to do.
most players can't do in their whole career. He accomplished that in a couple years.
He just wanted something
Three
new to try.
championships, a couple MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, and Slam Dunk champion.
Shit, at that
Yes.
point, you think he's not bored, but it's like,
At that point, he was
does
just
it
kind
feel the
of
same?
it don't feel the same. So his dad passed away, and he's just like I feel like he's just like my dad always wanted me to play baseball. I always wanted to play baseball. Let's go play baseball because he's got that celebrity effect on him. So
Mm-hmm.
he knows he could just go play baseball if he wanted to. And then plus you add in the fact that he was like actually halfway decent. It's like that.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
the crazy
Tim
thing. He's
Tebow Tim
played,
Tebow had like the name that followed him, so he was able to like get in real easy.
but it's not like he was, and he's not like he was bad. Like,
No,
he
it's not
had
like
some skill.
he wasn't bad at all. Like he worked really hard for it. But it's just like the fact that like his name gets him on a team. His skill gets him to stay on the team.
Yeah. You think if Jordan spent more time in baseball, he could have made it to the
I think he
major.
could have made it to the majors. I mean, he wouldn't have had the career he had in baseball that he had with basketball. I feel like, but I feel like he could have been real good.
Some on some Bo
You know, just
Jackson shit.
a couple time All Star. Give him the right coach, the right system.
Like system. But systems are there in baseball.
You know, just like put him in the right position to win,
Actually,
the right position to kind of
what
you know.
position do you? I'm
He
guessing he
played
played in the
outfield. He
outfield.
played outfield. Like you
I'm
know
in
the right.
center. That's speed. Length.
I mean, Michael Jordan was a blur. Put him in the outfield. I think he's win like a Gold Glove or two maybe, especially if he keeps working at it because you know he's never stops working.
Yeah.
Like I said, I feel like he could have been like a couple time All Star. He wouldn't have had the career he had. I don't think he would have been MVP, but I feel like he would have won a championship. Maybe like I feel like he could have made himself like a decent career in baseball if he stuck with it.
Another thing that was a big thing in the doc this weekend. Um, they asked Jordan about not his legacy, but like his image of being like a mean guy or being a dickhead or something. And like he seemed like surprised when they asked him that. Feeling like shit. I think I'm a nice guy. How do other people think?
I think I'm a nice guy. It's not like I walk into practice and go, "You bitch, why the fuck you missed that, you hoe."
No, but like the shit he was saying, like that, he felt that.
I'm sorry, like you need like somebody on a team that's gonna push you like that. Have like a captain that's like that. Like my freshman year, I was
You want
scrawny.
to shout him
You
out?
know, like I played wide
Shout out.
receiver and cornerback on a football. Like you know, my head was a little big because like I had hands, but like this kid like pushed me around, said like get in the weight room. Like I'd go for a pass and he'd literally like throw me out of bounds. And it's just like that made me work. Like he didn't even have to tell me like any of that stuff. He just told me basically just his actions made me want to get better and stuff like that. Just being called names, being called small, all that. It's just like you need someone like that on the team to toughen up, just
Yeah,
because
to
like if
toughen
I
up.
get that guy that's just like, oh, it's okay, you'll get it next time, I'm never gonna want to get better. I think I'm already good.
Yeah. You think if Jordan never had that type of that leadership, that drive
I feel
to,
like Pippen wouldn't have gotten
help
as
other
good.
people get that drive, you think they're getting those rings? Pippen definitely, I don't think would have gotten to that point.
And then you also got to figure his teammates would have just been
Because when
like you get a leader like that that's like that to everyone, everyone gets better because they're
especially when he definitely led by example because he said, "I'm not expecting them to do what I haven't done." So saying like, if
he's
I
gonna go
tell
to the
them to
weight
go to the
room
weight room,
just as
that
hard,
means I've already been.
if not more.
Yeah, so that
Oh,
that's
definitely.
big leadership right there.
Right.
But shit, that might be. I don't know if it's slept on, but not really talked about with Michael when looking back. Because if you someone said like, "Oh, he was a good leader," oh, well, what were
You
his
don't need
assists?
assists to be a
Did he only
leader.
average like five or
You need
six?
assists to be a floor general. You don't need assists to be a leader.
That was
Scotty was the
Scotty.
floor general. Jordan
Yeah,
was the
yeah, it's
leader.
Scotty. What a guy.
So wait, so I've been waiting
All
to
right,
tell you this
well,
story. So so at my grocery store, right?
got a story. Huh?
So before I
Yeah.
got there, there was someone who worked there whose nickname was Sex Change. All right. Yeah. He was
Okay.
transitioning from male to female. She was transitioning from male to female. And let me tell you, so they were telling me stories about
Okay.
her and the fact that like she would hunt you down to tell you what's going on in her daily life. Like someone could be like stocking up like the frozen
It,
pizzas and stuff like that. She would hunt you down and tell you that and literally go, "Damn, I didn't get my period today." And like they would be
Yo,
like, you like can't
is
get your
she
period,
still
right?
like around?
Or like one day she went home. She's like, "Damn, my hormones all out of whack. I gotta go home." And she went home. Like she got permission to go home.
Just
One
what?
of the guys I work with was like, "Damn, I'm using that as
Okay.
my excuse. I got hormones too. The fuck." Like, can you imagine
Yo.
like let's say she doesn't, but let's say I go up and ask, just like it's like, "Yo, my hormones all out of whack. Can I like dip?"
I go home. I'm like
Yeah, I live 2
2 minutes
blocks
away.
away. Like, can I just leave? Can I go? Not that I've
Has she
seen,
ever come
but
back?
from what I was told, another person told me like she would straight up just like she's helping out, like fill up like water or something like that, like fill up like cases of water, and she's just like, "Hold on, I gotta go to the bathroom. My penis came untucked," and it's just like because I guess
Oh,
she would always like wear
what a
leggings
problem
and
to
stuff like
have.
that, and it's like I don't have a problem with it, but it's just like if you gotta tell me that, if you tell me that,
Oh, fuck it. Just
like
say
just
you
say you
gotta.
gotta use the
Just say
bathroom.
you gotta
I'm not gonna
piss.
ask. I'm not gonna ask.
Did you think that someone like, oh, I gotta use the bathroom? What are you gonna use? Your penis or vagina?
Like no one cares, but
Like
it's
no
just
one
like the fact that
cares.
like she would chase you down
Fuck.
and tell you everything. Like what reminds me of that is like those TikToks of just like
Oh.
the guy sprinting across like swimming across a pool, sprinting across, just like
Hey, hey.
Epstein didn't kill himself. Like it reminds me of that. Just instead of like the Epstein didn't kill himself part, just sprints across just to be my
My
dick
dick's
untucked.
untucked.
Yeah, that's a problem, especially because she wore leggings all the time, I guess. And it's like I don't want to see.
But it's like I'm
I'm
not gonna
like
look
you
to
say that I'm
check.
not gonna be like,
Like if I
oh damn, it is. Like that's
I'm
pretty
gonna look
sus.
down like,
That's pretty
yo,
sus.
dead
Don't care
ass,
if that's
that
a
be out.
female.
That shit
That right
out.
there is a dick. And a dick's a dick.
I guess you
I
haven't.
have not.
Have you seen her? A
I've
picture
only
of
been
her?
told of the legend.
Okay.
But it's just like she was like
How
mid
old was
20s,
she?
like, and it's like I guess the driving point of it, and it's like I
Uh,
don't blame her, but someone walked up to her and said, "Yo, what's up, my man, my guy? How's it going, my dude?" And she just like quit.
oh.
It was a
Was it a
coworker,
coworker or a customer?
and she just quit. Like he didn't realize what he said,
Understandable.
and she just quit.
That sucks.
And it's just like it's funny to think about, and then you feel like an asshole.
Fucking
But
asshole.
it's just, but like I said, like if you gotta tell me your dick's untouched, just it's a problem. It's a problem. It's not
It's a
okay.
it's a lot
Because
of
now I feel obligated to look to see if you're telling the truth, and I don't want to. I feel obligated.
I don't want to look. Alright, so on that note, trans bitch. Thanks for listening to the Portage Puddles Podcast, episode 2. Um, leave a comment with any questions or suggestions as usual. Leave a like, subscribe, and it's been Shotsky and yeah, we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.